And welcome to Rauta's Reviews. Today's band is a really interesting one, not so much for the music, but most of all because it's kind of a peculiar career. This one comes from all the way from United States of America, the very great land of all kind of metal music, and this one started its career sometime in 1989. Despite his old veteran age, this band's debut album appeared just in January 2018. So there are no albums whatsoever, not even demos mentioned on Metal Archive site when it comes to a band called Savage Bliss. So without further ado, let's take a look what Warning Signs album actually looks like. So let's do a little bit opening here. Here we go with the CD, that is very plain, and these, and let's remove the contents of the jewel case, and let's hope that I won't break the CD trace this time. So underneath we have this inlay with the track list obviously in the background. So about 41 minutes I think was the overall length of the album, and here we go again with the booklet. So this band is a three-man band with Jim Fagan with guitars and bass, Gordon Titchworth for doing vocals, and Joe Morlock doing drums. Now, I don't know about you guys, but these surnames certainly sound hilarious to me. They are just like the type of comedy names would be. They're probably real names, but I still cannot keep kind of smiling, with Titsworth. Anyhow, no blaming for people's names. Here we have lyrics all included nicely, kind of a small font. And this is actual 80s stuff, or maybe even early 90s, Savage Bliss, or lightning and thunder and all that stuff. So more lyrics. Quite full of content here, thanks list being the very traditional way, and yet again with the logo. So SB, Savage Bliss, is the name of the game here. So like I said, Savage Bliss plays heavy metal the very traditional way. That is, all the ingredients that were made famous back in the 80s, back in the 90s, and so forth. It's not so much about European new wave of heavy metal as it is probably the American way, but there are clear, ideas that could be heard from any country, European or American. Now, the music being very traditional heavy metal is both good and bad. The thing is, some of the riffs are almost killer stuff here, really good ones here and there, and most of the songs are rather enjoyable rather than not. But, however, there are problems with some songs too. For example, song number 3 is actually filled with some stupid kind of vocal effects at first, which is kind of like, why are you guys doing that in 2018? I know it's a chronological snobbery comment, but still, those kind of vocal effects are just something that should be removed right away. Now, Titchworth is a kind of an interesting vocalist because it's kind of an acquired tasting. Being clean and high is something that for some people it might be annoying, or at least it takes some time to get used to. But what can I say? In my opinion, he does pretty cool job, and his voice, while it takes a little bit time to get used to, is actually handling things just fine. It's not so much about production or the vocals which are not the problem here. The thing is, Warning Signs is a kind of a typical debut album. That is, while it has some nice content, be it riffs and songs and stuff like that, there are absolutely no killer tracks on this album. Nothing memorable per se. And the other problem is that some of the stuff just feels like it's kind of on a demo level. It's just something that is very typical on, like I said, on a debut album, a kind of a material that later on you're probably more likely to say, yeah, we figured it should be there, but then again, it isn't exactly that kind of a killer track that it could have been. So there's lots of good potential here to actually grow Savage Bliss into, or bring them to a next level. I guess this is just a mandatory how to put it, debut syndrome for a band. After 30 years and stuff, it's kind of likely that there's so much expectations for a debut album. If this was like, I don't know, a couple years old band with the debut album, everybody would be probably kind of a more forgiving in a way. I don't mean to say that this is a bad album, it's beyond mediocre at least, but still it is something that I kind of feel like it's missing something. Kind of like that salt and pepper that actually make the things, just more worthwhile, more tasty, more juicy. I don't know what the magic touch that is supposed to be there is supposed to be, but I can tell you this much. While this album is kind of easy to listen, it's easy to get into and quite enjoyable, it's just still missing something that would actually, make it stand out from the rest of the so-called average American heavy metal. So, Savage Bliss and Warning Signs, definitely worth listening to, but just don't have too high expectations from this album. Kinda nice, but I'm still more looking for the next step and probably the one after that one. Let's just hope we don't have to wait another 29 years for the continuation to actually hit the stores and whatnot. So, if traditional United States heavy metal is your cup of tea, go check out Savage Bliss right away. If not, move on. Thank you for watching this review, and as always, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done it so far, and let's keep it true. More heavy metal stuff and other metal stuff coming your way soon. See ya!